It's 95.5 KLOS, 955KLOS.com. My guest today is one of rock and roll's true legends. He is one of rock and roll's true survivors. When you look up survivor in the dictionary, well, maybe that's a bad choice of words.
Wait, I was going to say, I thought, I was going to say, when you see survivor in the dictionary.
He was in Survivor, too?
Wait, no, it says, if you see survivor, it says, under survivor in the dictionary, it says, eye of the tiger.
Oh, my God. Well, when you see the definition B or A, it's
I'm in there
guy.
somewhere.
Yeah. I wanted to write a more eloquent introduction for this guy, but when you say Steven Adler, you really have said it all. Welcome to KLOS, and thanks for taking a break from the rehearsals to come down.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. It's an honor being here. I was hoping Jim Ladd was in the same room. I was hoping he worked out here.
Right here.
Oh, Jim Ladd, right here. That's why I was hoping I was in the same room that he works in.
And actually,
but I'm close enough. I'm here. But thank you so much. You know, I've been listening to KLOS since I was 11 years old.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, there was two stations in Hollywood, was KMET and KLOS.
Right, I grew up listening to the same too. Did you grow up somewhere before you landed in the Valley and in Hollywood, or did you?
Well, I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but I moved with my mother and my older brother Kenny to Hollywood when I was 7.
Okay.
So I really didn't spend time in Cleveland as much as I love Cleveland. There's a few girls out there. You know what I'm talking about.
So the big tour kicks off like tomorrow. Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, is it?
Adler's Appetite, Cinco de Mayo. Dude, you better throw something Spanish on there. At the
hola, ¿cómo está? Mucho te amo.
Oh, wow. We want to talk about your book signing, which is going to be May 17th at...
Hollywood Soundcheck?
Hollywood Soundcheck.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I got it right. We thought you were. I was going to get it wrong. Hollywood Soundcheck. It's right next door to
the Viper Room.
Excuse me. Hollywood Soundcheck. It's right next door to the Viper Room, and that's May 17th.
So it's the paperback version of the book that's coming out.
Yes. The book, the hardcover came out, and so from what I was told, when it comes on paperback, that means it's doing good.
It must be doing good.
So I'm very happy and pleased, and you know, I was reading some of it last night. You know, after rehearsal, I was laying on the couch, watching Family Guy. And I picked up we just got the paperbacks, and I was looking through it, and I'm reading it, and I'm going, what the hell am I going to do next? And it's like, I know what I'm going to do next. It's me. But it's like I'm reading and going, what the hell am I going to do next? Well, I'm a crazy person.
I'm glad that I got it, because it's been out for about a year, and I have no excuses, but I just haven't got to it yet. And now I'm gonna devour it immediately.
It's a very easy read. You know, when I was working with Larry Spangliola on it, I told him there's two things are really are important to me in the book, and one is to be very easy to read. I want just like the average goofball like myself who doesn't read that often to be able to pick it up and read it. And second, to make it like this is like me and you talking right here.
Yeah.
You know, and doing this book, you know, I have to thank Dr. Drew because he helped me be able to finish it and do it truthfully and honestly. Because in my book, My Appetite for Destruction,
Sex, drugs, and Guns N' Roses.
The thing that made it easy to do or to work and be truthful was I took 100, not 110%, 111% responsibility for everything in my life that has happened. Right. You know, I got to apologize to Slash and Axl and Duff and Izzy and apologize to them because I blamed them for 20 years for my downfall, for all the bad things that happened to me. And
there's probably plenty of blame to go all the way around.
Well,
right?
No. I had to take responsibility, but I didn't blame myself. I blamed them.
Right.
You know, I had this whole notion. I'm going, well, Rick Allen lost his friggin' arm, and his band didn't kick him out. I said, I'm just doing drugs with you guys. You know, so it was kind of hard for me. But see, I wasn't taking responsibility for it.
To justify
you can point your finger, you know, at everybody you want, and you still got 3 pointing back at you. And I just didn't see those 3 pointing back at me. And to be able to apologize to them, like when I apologized to Slash, The next day, you know, I took responsibility. I apologized, and the next day, you know, I went to bed. I woke up the next morning. My whole body was so sore. You know, like when you work out with weights too much.
Sure, yeah. You're
Because for
stiff.
20 years, I've been holding this anger and you know, despise against this person who really for 20 years he wasn't thinking about me. I'm thinking about him. I'm gonna tell you him, and it's a lot of energy that my body ached so much. It hurt so bad, but it was a good feeling. I have to thank Dr. Drew. He really helped me, you know, open up and take responsibility for myself. Well, him and Bob Forrest and Shelley, you know, the whole gang was just wonderful. And I just finished working with Dr. Drew again. I went in and did our celebrity rehab, 6 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I finished with it. And I went in there to get off the marijuana and the Jägermeister. Yeah. So I figured when I started working with Dr. Drew, because I've been working with him since 2008, since I first did the show. And I feel like I made a 170-degree turn, you know, because I got off the crack and the heroin and the pills.
Stuff. Yeah.
It's all heavy. But I got off that. And I feel like I made a 170-degree turn. And this time, when I went in to work with him, I got off the pot and the Jaeger, and I feel like I made that whole 180-degree turn.
Those are very specific, poisons there. The Jaeger, especially.
Oh, yeah, the Jaeger.
So it wasn't. You didn't crave Amstel or a Corona. It was the Jaeger.
It's the Jaeger.
Oh, and the Jaeger is a dirty girl.
Dirty girl. I have to say, you know, I love you, girl. I love you.
But it's over, baby.
But it's over. I have to say goodbye. Yeah. Farewell.
Well, let's talk about the music.
And the lights go down. And I sing a song to you.
Yeah. Adler's Appetite's been kicking around since like 2003. There's been a bajillion guys come and go through the band. Do you have that magic formula right now, and what can we expect at the show?
You can expect an arena show in a club. This weekend, yes, or everywhere we play. That's God help any of the bands that play after us. That's all I have to say, and it's been proven time and time again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did some shows with Dokken. Well, we did one show with Dokken.
How'd that go?
And this goes with a few other bands too. But we played with them one night, and that next day they said we don't want them playing with us no more. We crushed them.
That's a great compliment.
We crush everyone who comes our way.
Isn't that a good compliment to receive? It's bad, sometimes it could complicate things where we don't want to play with those guys anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, I'm fine with it.
Oh, because we were too good.
Oh, dude, a few people did it.
What's that like?
It reminds me of back in the GN'R days.
Yeah?
And so I like it. Those are good things. Hey, if they don't like us because we're kicking your ass, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Van Halen.
I don't want you to kick my ass either. Well, Van Halen, they're an entity.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we could kill them. I know the songs are right up there with them.
No, but going back to those days when they would be opening up for, the legendary stories like Sabbath and that.
I saw that. I saw them over Sabbath, Boston, Black Sabbath, Sammy Hagar, and Van Halen. And Van Halen crushed them, every one of them. And they were all great. But, I mean, you just saw Van Halen, you knew that was something special.
Man, oh, man.
And it brings back the GN'R days.
How's a rehearsal compared today to the rehearsals back in, say, 85? I mean, musically speaking, I know there was a ton of partying going on and stuff. Maybe there's no way to separate that.
There was partying. Of course, there was partying going on. We were teenagers. Teenagers got problems. Drugs. It was a cover, a smokescreen to help that. But when it came time to work, when it came time to the rehearsals, we weren't getting high. That was the most important thing. Our main goal was to create a record and a band like Queen, like Led Zeppelin, like Aerosmith, like The Who, something that was going to endure through time, and our music endure. So we took a lot of pride in what we did, and we were young and full of piss and vinegar. And we didn't give a shit about anybody. I mean, it was that was such a special time for me. Being part of a band, a group. You have your guys. Yeah. We were like a gang. And instead of going out and kicking each other's asses, we would play music to see who was the coolest band, or the coolest gang, or the toughest gang. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some fist fights, but when you're a teenager, you don't mind getting punched in the face. I'm 46 years old. I mind now. I mind a lot.
I can't. There's been so much talk many times over the years about, GNR getting back together, and pretty much everybody says it'll never happen because this, that, and the next, and there's a million reasons. But my sense is that you, for one, would probably be down with it if it would go down.
I am down with it, dude.
Yeah.
Of course I'm down with it. It's really up to Axl. It's his project right now. The ball's in his court, and he gets a lot of flack people think he doesn't care, but he is the complete opposite. He cares so much that he takes it to another level. He is a superstar, and he demands so much out of himself that there's been times he's been on stage and he's got so angry with himself. I know it seems crazy, and it is a little crazy, where he would just leave the stage, but he's such a perfectionist that if he wasn't doing if he felt like he wasn't doing his best, he would freak. Yeah. He would get upset with himself. He's not mad at the world. He's just a perfectionist who gets mad at himself for thinking he's not a perfectionist, but he's the greatest. I mean, dude, there's who you got? And throughout the time of rock and roll, you got Freddie Mercury, you got Steven Tyler, you got Robert Plant, and you got Axl Rose.
Yeah, he stands that tall with them.
He's that tall with them, and what was so wonderful for me, which I've had to learn and grow, was I got to play and live and love with my generation of Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Mick Jagger, Steven Tyler's. Those guys were in my band. John Deegan, John Paul Jones. Right. Keith Richards. Those guys were in my friggin' band.
I mean, you're an icon in an iconic band at an iconic time. Like, that'll never really happen again. At least not in that way.
No, not in that way. The music business is just crazy. It used to be such a special thing to get a record deal. Yeah. I mean, you had to work, you had to practice, you had to, do shit. And I got people. We were doing auditions for singers because old singer just left, and these people would bring CDs in. And I want to do who made that CD? What record label made that CD? And I did it in my bedroom. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You did it in your bedroom. It's like anybody can make a CD. It used to be special. How many hip hop artists are there? Every week, some guy's got a hit song. The next day, where are they? And don't get me started with this Lady Gaga guy.
No. Lady Gaga guy.
Yeah, that's a guy. I'm sure he's huge, famous, and he does whatever he wants to.
He's a sexy guy.
God bless. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't. I was gonna say I wouldn't kick him out of bed, but then again, since it's a him, I would definitely keep him. I want to see Lady Gaga's rig.
You will.
I want to see how big his rig is.
Before the decade's over, I'm sure Gaga in
2012, dude. 2012, everything's going down.
Oh my God. A question that I'm kind of going back to the book. Is there anything that you, and I don't know why you're going to answer that now, but is there anything that you put in this book that you kind of wish maybe I hadn't, or is there anything that you left out that you think, maybe I wish I'd had another page to, get that in there?
Well, the last couple of weeks, me and my brother have been hanging out a lot, and he's been telling me stories. I guess I hung out with Rick James.
You get
for a month. See, this is shit I don't remember.
That's the real question.
How could I not remember?
How did you remember enough to even fill this much?
Yeah. I had a lot of help. Okay, I had some good friends help me, and my brother, my family.
Of course.
It's taken 20 years, but I'm finally getting the recognition that I worked and deserved finally. It's wonderful, the love that I've been receiving. Yeah. And believe me, I got hugs.
Big hugs.
And love for everybody. Right back.
Yeah.
It's all about hugs, not drugs.
Good.
Did I say that out loud?
The shit part or the drugs?
The drugs part.
It's about
the
hugs,
hugs
not
and drugs.
It's about...
I have to stop saying what I think all the time. I'm so goofy.
It's Adler's
That's what you
Appetite.
get.
It's Adler's...
That's what you get.
Oh my God. It's Adler's Appetite. The big tour kicking off tomorrow night. The Brixton, Friday night, Galaxy, and then book signings May 17th. Show back in LA in July, and that's just the
That's
tip.
a long time away.
Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Crying out
And
loud.
also we got the book signing at
The book
Hollywood.
signing, yes.
Hollywood
Sound
check.
check.
Right next door to the Viper Room. Everybody, you can just check out my website, adlersappetiteonline.com. And you can check out all the shows where we're going to be playing. You can check out videos because a lot of fans shoot the videos, at the show.
And you haven't mentioned this, but there are at least 3 songs that you can go check out if you're not familiar with the Adler's Appetite. You want to check it out. Dip your toe in the lake.
Yes.
I'm Alive, which is really...
Alive, Stardog, and Faded. And you go on iTunes, it's Adler's Appetite on iTunes, and you can check out those songs.
They're I don't know if they're supposed to be, but they're on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube too? Cool, thanks.
But buy them on iTunes and take them with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Buy me on iTunes, take me with you.
And thanks for coming in. Steve Adler, oh my God. Have fun editing.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
95.5 KLOS, 955KLOS.com.
The heart of rock and roll.
See ya.
95.5. Good night. Thank you, guys.